G'day guys, Lemon Eating Cow here, and today I am back with another Dissidia Final Fantasy NT video, and I'm going to be giving you my hands-on impressions with the character Noctis. Now Noctis has been added in the latest round of the Japanese beta. He was only playable for about 5 hours though, so I got a pretty limited time with it, and I didn't really get to use all of that time, but I got a pretty good feel for him. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to unlock many custom items for him, like costumes or anything, but I did manage to unlock an alternate weapon set for him, so that was pretty cool. So I'm going to go over the bit of the aesthetics about him, and then over his combat styles. So Noctis's default outfit in Final Fantasy Dissidia is the same as Final Fantasy 15, but you can get a few color variations on it, but generally it looks pretty much the same as Final Fantasy 15. He also does have the Kingsguard outfit with the cape, kind of like what King Regis wears, and he also has access to, via pre-order bonuses and a cup noodle promotion in the US, you can get his pinstripe suit as well, which he looks pretty damn sharp in. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to see either of these in this particular round of beta, but I have seen them before, and the Kingsguard one looks actually really quite good. So moving on to his combat type and his actual combat mechanics, I will say I am very much a noob to Dissidia. So I'm going to talk about some things in this video that to veterans you may say, well, that's not correct, or this does this, or whatever. So just remember that I'm very new at this game. I appreciate your suggestions, but I am by no means a master, and all of this beta was in Japanese, so I'm just trying to glean the information off it that I can. So Noctis is a speed type character, which means he prioritizes speed much more over attack, but the rate and the speed that he does attack, I really didn't feel that huge a difference, because I was constantly attacking with him, and I think he's a really great character on that scale. I think he's probably the funnest of the characters I've played so far. I'm really digging it, actually. So the only HP break that I got access to during this beta was a Warp Strike type HP break. Now the HP break is the move that you use once you've got purple numbers and you can knock out an enemy with it. So in this one he kind of glows red and then does a Warp Strike to the enemy and does a little bit of a combo and then knocks them out. I don't know whether the red glow of the character is a normal thing for Dissidia, or whether it's kind of like a reference to the Ragnarok Warp Strike from Final Fantasy 15. I believe you could have unlocked a different HP break in the beta, but I didn't actually get access to that one. So as far as his standard triangle attack goes, or the EX attack, I think it's called, someone will have to clarify that for me. If you could stand still and press the triangle button, he will do a Warp Strike. Now this Warp Strike can close the distance between you and an enemy, but it can also do damage to them. Very, very little damage, but I noticed that sometimes if you hit them with the Warp Strike, you can actually continue and do a combo out of it, so it can be very effective in closing the gap. Now this Warp Strike actually builds up to 3 charges, so if you let it build up all the way, you can do 3 Warp Strikes in a row, so it can be an incredibly good way to close the distance. As for Noctis's attack, he does have 4 different variations on his standard standing attack. So he does have an attack with just his normal sword. He also does do an attack with the lance. He does an attack with the great sword, which also has a jumping variation. He also has an attack with the daggers, which was pretty quick. He also has an attack with his sword that he kind of charges up and then does one big hit with it. So like I said, I'm pretty newbie at the combat, but you can see here a pretty good example of most of the moveset. And like I said, I think he's really quick, and the amount of attacks he gets in, I really like this character. I think he's probably going to be my go-to for the start of the beta, and definitely more fun than some of the heavy hitters that feel a lot more slower. I really like this playstyle. So an interesting thing about Noctis is that when he summons the whatever summon you've chosen, you can actually see his eyes go that pink purple they do in Final Fantasy 15. So I thought that was a really nice touch. I did notice in sections that Noctis did get the armature around him. He got the floating crystalline weapons. And now this is going to be incredibly newbie of me. I didn't really know how to trigger it or what actually did trigger it, but all I know is that it looked hella good when it happened. Maybe some of you Dissidia veterans could maybe enlighten me down in the comments about maybe there's some type of super mode or some charge mode you go into, but it looked really good. I couldn't figure out how to initiate it. But the English beta will be coming up on the 12th of January, so I'm hoping that we do get access to Noctis and I can read the English descriptions of various things there, because that is really going to help a lot. I didn't have much of an idea what was going on here. So the beta will be running, the English beta will be running for about 9 days. It goes from the 12th to the 21st, I do believe. And during this time, if it's anything like the Japanese beta rotated through a roster of characters. On each given day, you had about half of the roster playable. I don't know whether that is going to happen with the English beta, or we're just going to get a solid playthrough with all the characters. I couldn't imagine them doing that, but yeah, we'll have to see how it goes. I'll definitely be checking out when it comes. So guys, that is my hands-on impressions of Noctis in Dissidia Final Fantasy NT. So if you did like this video, please leave a thumbs up. If you got any comments or suggestions, or you just want to tell me that I am a complete and utter noob that knows nothing about this game, then leave that down in the comment section below. And if you haven't subscribed already, then please do so. This has been Lemon Eating Cow. Moo!